Hello friends, welcome to Employability Plus with you Arun. In today's video, we are going to discuss the use of advanced visualization tools in Power BI. Now, yes, you are right. We have seen this before in the previous video, the importance of data visualization. Now, we want to take this learning a little forward. So in this video, we are going to see an advanced, options available in data visualization. Now let me emphasize why it is important, although we discussed in the previous video. Now look at this way. When you want to convey a complex information in the most simplest form, then you need data visualization. Similarly, when you want to make decisions, it is easy to understand the data if it is presented in a visual format. Storytelling with visual storytelling, let me put it this way, because storytelling people will hear, visual storytelling people will see, they can able to retain those information for a longer period of time. Nevertheless, when you have an options where you can present a data in a most elegant and better way, why not use them? So let's begin and see how we can employ advanced options in Power BI. Let's get into the video. Let's see what we are going to learn today, or let's say the techniques which we are going to master today in data visualization. So as I said, we are going to continue with the visual storytelling with Power BI. Let's start our way. So agenda for today, we are going to start with tree map. When you have a data, especially if it is a hierarchical kind of data, let's say you have a state and you want to bring the cities in your report, or let's say you have category and then you want to bring in subcategories. The data is hierarchical nature, and if you want to give a clarity of all elements of the data and give it in a clean, okay, in a in a simple way, then you should go with a hierarchical way, which is tree map. And we are also going to see how to create a map, because you can have data which is divided based on or say that we can have data which is based on a region, based on a city, right, based on certain geographical area. Then we can go with a map data, which is more like a geospatial data representation. And then we are going to see the card, okay, wherein we are going to take up some important metrics. Let's say attrition rate for HR department if you're creating a HR dashboard, or if you're creating a sales dashboard, could be your sales numbers or the sales revenue which you have generated for a particular month or a year based on the period which you are going to report, right? Or it can be any other, right? It can be your finance where you talk about the net profit, right? Or you are talking about customer service management. Then you have something called NPS score, Net Promoter Score, or CSAT, Customer Satisfaction Survey. All those things can be shown in a card basis, right? An important metrics these are, right, for any business growth. Now that can be shown in the card, and then we can also have a card multiplier, which we are going to see, which means we are going to have multiple cards in one deck, right? In the sense, me that can be like region wise a card, and then you have city wise a card, all in one view, right? The card multiplier, which is in card new option we are going to use. And then we are also going to see how to create KPI, key performance indicators. In the sense, it will be like what is the target sales revenue target and what you have achieved actuals. Similarly, what is the attrition target or employee turnover target and what you have reached. So all these things can be shown in a KPI. Whatever we are learning today, please remember these all will come in handy when you create a dynamic dashboard on your own. Because creating a dashboard is the ultimate, or generating a report is the main objective of using a Power BI. So these elements all come together when you create a beautiful and dynamic dashboard. Let's move and see how. can be done. Let's start the exercise with tree map, and I told you what it is, right? Now let's see what you will get. Okay, once you complete it. Okay, that your tree map looks like this. You have the options, right? It looks like this. We can see everywhere when you click on the particular segment, what is that is all about. Like you have category, subcategory, region, and what is the percentage, everything you can able to see, right? And you can click those places and you can see the percentage, right? This is how a tree map looks like. Okay, let's see how we can create it, or let's say how you are going to create it, right? Now create a new page, right? Go to hierarchical, right? You have the option here, tree map. Click on the tree map. You will get it like this, something like this, right? So you can just click and then you get the option to add data. Click on that, add data. Now the data has been already loaded into the system. All those which we are going to discuss today, I have ensured that it has been loaded beforehand. Okay, I will share these files with you, the comment section. You also start doing with this data, right? So you will have an idea. So now category, we have two different categories in this data set, a category and subcategory. Let's add both. So let's go to this place and say tree map and add category, right? And below category, let's add subcategory. So category, subcategory, we have added both. Now in the value section, okay, click on the value, tree map again. Let's bring the sales amount. Let's keep the sales amount, the value, right? And then the region can be a divider here. So let's click add data and bring the region. Yes, we got it divided based on the region. The categories has been divided based on the region. Now look at the visual, right? It looks like this. You have all in one place where you have, the category which is electronics, right? The category, and then you can also see region wise this data. Okay, the region wise data you can able to see in case if we want to see, let's say this is a top approach, right? Now if you want to drill down this data of electronics into the subcategories, okay, now you are seeing only the category. If I click this here, you see it is only showing the category, like category, region, and sum of sales, because region is the divider. So based on region it is given. Now if I want to drill down and see the subcategories of electronics, then all you have to do is, you can see this thing option, right? All you have to do is click here, go to the next level of hierarchy, click here. Now you will see the subcategories as well, right? You have subcategory of furniture. Can you able to see subcategory? Earlier it was not visible, right? If you go up, if you want to go up, you can click here. So you will have only category. If you want to drill down, you click here. You will also have subcategories. So all these information can be shown in one, in a one view. That is the beauty about tree map, right? Very simple way we can able to show the data, and percentages all will be visible to you. You can able to see all those informations, whatever you wanted. In case if you want to combine both subcategory and category, then you just click here, drill up, and then use the third option, which is expand all down on one level. Now every information will be in one go. You're getting my point? So this is the beauty about this particular thing, right? So I hope you understood how to create a tree map. You need to have a category or subcategory, whatever, a city or a town based on that, and then have a divider. Here in this case, it is a region, right? And then you can, I'll show you the window again, and then you can sum of sales you can bring. Now in the tool tip, we have seen the sales, which is a default since it is a value. Now you can add data, add one more value I can add, which is relevant to this, right? Let's say tree map. I'm adding the profit margin as well in the tooltip. So what happens when I add it here? This is what happens. Earlier we were only seeing the, you know, the sales, right? Now you see the sum of profit margin as well, right? Can you able to see behind sales, I think below sales, you can see the profit margin also. So this is all about creating a tree map, one of the best way to show when you have a hierarchical data in place. Let's move on and see what we have Map, what we can do is we are going to see two different maps, okay, in geospatial data. One is going to be region based, report based on map, and another will be, subdivision of region. We are going to have a particular location based, data. Let's see both. As I said earlier, now it's going to be two-way. One is a region based. Now you can see the data, right? It is like, it looks like this. uh, it will be a particular region. Okay, you can able to see a particular region, the sales breakup. Like now you can see the furniture, okay, kitchen appliances, the breakup in the region of Poland. Okay, what is the performance, right? Similarly, you can see in mainland China, you can see, right, you can see somewhere here it is Asia region wise, since it's not mentioned China, but we have a variable which is Asia, right? As a region we have, so we have this breakup for this particular thing, right? Individually, if you click here, I'll get furniture. If I click here, I'll get kitchen appliances. Segment wise, even the pie chart, we can able to see the breakup like this. Okay, this is region wise. Similarly, if you want to have particular location based sales report, then we are going to create one more map which is based on location. Okay, here city is Denver. Okay, and then you can see the sum of sales amount. Not a region wise, not a country wise, but we are drilling down the data based on a particular city. So we are going to create these two maps now. Let's see how we can create it. Let's start by selecting the map. Okay, you have an option like this. You will get immediately option like this. Location, right? Let's select the region. Okay, the region for map 1. I have map 1 and map 2. Let's select map 1. Select the region as location. Okay, that will be the location. You can see the location. It's basically a world map. Now, then in the legend, we want what? In the map 1, we want the subcategory wise, what we have seen, right? Not category based report we saw the subcategory. If you remember the circle with all the subcategory, right? And then in the latitude and longitude, they're not doing any city based data set. Okay, so you don't need to worry about much about that. Okay, and the bubble size, let's add the data set. Okay, let's add the data, sum of sales. Okay, and see how it looks like the way we have seen earlier. It looks like that. Okay, now we know, instead of giving us a report, a typical report, right? You have a typical report, how it looks like. You have the, show us a table, looks like this, right? A typical report shows like this. If I right click here, I will have this option where I can see the table. Now the table is default, it has been selected already, right? Now I have this data set. Now this is how we normally present. Instead of presenting like this, okay, what are we going to do is we are going to present it in a graph format. Okay, what we are doing, we are going to present it in a graph format. In the sense, not a graph, it's a map format, basically, right? Geospatial way of presenting data. Now you can see North America region, what is the contribution for each category. You can see circle wise, just scroll it, you will find it for every single category, a pie chart, right? I hope you understood this concept, how to create a region based. Let's jump in and see how we can create city based data for the same, right? Now that we have a, you know longitude and latitude, let's use it and see how it can be represented. Okay, so go back, create a new sheet, one more sheet. Okay, and go to this place, select map. This time we are going to, include latitude and longitude, as I said earlier. So we are going to use a different data set. So add location, for location add data, map data 2, select the city. Okay, and legend leave it, because this is based on city and we don't have any division as such. Last time we used category and subcategory, and then we used a location. Now here it's only location, it's just a location based sales data. So latitude and latitude. Similarly, for longitude, add longitude, right? And bubble size, add the actual data, which is sales amount. Now you will get it like this. Now, last time it was North America and South America. You had continent-based data, right? Here we are having the city based. Look at this data set. Now it has city based. What's the performance of Washington is different, and California is different, and then you have Florida. So each city based performance you can able to see, and you can see the city and sum of sales amount. In case if you want to add any other field, again you can go to tools, right? You can have this option can be added here. As I said earlier, any additional information you can add it under tools section, right? You have this where tooltips is there. If you want, you can add an additional data. In this data set, I don't have an additional field. In case if you have an average sales, number of employees for that particular city, everything can be included in the columns, and then it can be included in the tooltips. I hope you understood how to create a graph, or in a sense, to be precise. In this case, we have a map, geospatial, how to create, right? Continent-based sales report and also city-based sales report. If you are a person in sales or you are doing a sales MA sales analysis, don't give only a table, right? Like the way you give it usually. The city-wise, what is the performance? This time for a change, try with Power BI using this particular option. Getting my point? It will be even more attractive, more visual, easy to see in one go, instead of seeing all these numbers who has performed and what the bubble size increased based on the performance, right? Let's see what we have in store next. Card, more than other things what we have seen today, card multiplier KPI, all these things will feature in your dashboard, which means these are just a card of an important metrics. Okay, it will not be that fancy like your charts as well as maps, but it will have an important value in that card, right? Let's see how we can create. This is how it looks like. Okay, these values are dynamic in nature. Now handset sales 35, you know K, or let's say million, whatever we call. Now these numbers are dynamic in nature, which means that when the report is when the data set, if there is any change in the data set, or when the set gets changed, this will reflect in this one. So we are going to include this in the dashboard. Now let's see how we can create. It's a very simple. All you have to do is click on the card. Okay, you will get the card. Just click on that particular card. You will get one card. I think it has come already here. Once you get the card, okay, just add data. In this data set, I'm going to add something which is sales price as a card data. So this is a card for sum of sales price. Sum will default, it will take as a sum, or if you want to change, you can always change whether it is a sum or a count. Choice is yours. Let's say average sales, I'm changing, or I want to say count of sales. Whatever you want to keep it as a key performance indicator, you can bring it here, right? So here it makes sense to have it as a sum. Okay, so this is the sum of sale. So all you have to do is just bring that particular field, you will get a KPI card ready. In case if you want to have a data which is dynamic in nature, which means it is going to add two different columns in this data set. Let's see, you have in data set, you have sales price and quantity. Now what I want here is I want the total revenue, which is not default, which is not here as a separate column. So that I want to bring it as a card. So how do we get it? As you know, we can use a measure for that. Click on the new measure, okay, and say like this. You can bring anything to KPI card, right? Here, these all will come in the dashboard. So total revenue, say sum of what? Sum of the quantity into sum of the sales price. Now, this is the total revenue measure which I just created. Okay, now it has come as a total revenue here. So what we can do is we can go and create a card for it as well. Okay, just create card, bring the card here, add data. This time, data set, we are going to add the one which we just created, which is total. Whenever there's a change, okay, whenever there is a change in the revenue, it gets automatically updated in this card. That's the best thing about this one. Now I hope you understood what do I mean by card. Let's move on. Now we are going to see a card multiplier, which means now you have seen sales in this data set. Let's see, in this data set you have something called pack type, which has different types, right? Now if I want to break this revenue into pack type wise revenue, not a what total revenue, but pack type wise revenue, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Okay, let's create one more sheet. Okay, and go to this option, select the card new option. Okay, it has a small multiplier here, additional field you have. So let's add data again, right? This time let's add data set directly. Let's add, which we have already created the measure, right? So let's add that measure, total revenue. Okay, and then add data. We will add the divider, basically segregate. We are going to segregate based on the pack type here. Look at this data, beautifully it has come, wherein you know the revenue now, not as a total revenue, but as what? The category wise revenue. Bundle, okay, pack, we got 81k revenue. For multi pack we got 7k revenue. For single we got 31 revenue. The same thing can be copied, okay, right? Or let's say we create one more. Okay, let's create one more. Okay, and this time instead of pack type, okay, what we can do is we'll add a different category, right? So format, let's give format testing, format wise performance. So this is what it is, different type wise performance. Here it is different type, and this is bar scrub. So basically what I want to say is, instead of one single card, we have created multiple cards based on different categories. Whatever you have created in measure, based on that you can do it. It will come beautifully in your dashboard. It will be a dynamic in nature. Right? Let's move on and see the last for the day, which is creating a KPI, right? Which is key performance indicator. As I said earlier, the key performance indicator for a customer service department can be Net Promoter Score or CSAT, customer satisfaction. For employee turnover, for HR dashboard, sales dashboard, it can be sales revenue. Let's see how we can create that KPI. Let's see how it looks like. First, see here we have a sales revenue KPI, which is target with achievement, which we can create, right? The total revenue. Now the sales from the previous month has come down. It's in the decline state. So we have a red color here, okay, which is a minus 8.33% growth rate. Okay, which is for month of September. Right? Now let's see how we can create that, right, in a new sheet. Let's add one more thing. Okay, go here and use, come down and add KPI card. It will come in your dashboard, right? And then add data. I have already loaded this KPI data. So with three columns basically. So KPI data, you can bring the value, bring the actual sales. Any key metric value, you have to bring it in the value. Value column, it can be attrition rate or it can be a NPS, Net Promoter Score, the key value, what you are having. The second, what basis? Like in this case, I'm taking monthly basis, right? So here you have to bring the month, okay? And then target, you have to set the target. Only when you set the target, this becomes red or green based on the target, okay? So click on this KPI data and then select the target sale. Now, this is how it looks like. In case if you want to add additional information, okay, or beautify this one, all you can do is, for additional information, click here. Now, if I remove the title can be removed, or icons, we can remove it. Okay, it will be like this going down. This is the icon going down. Okay, you can see it here, the going down symbol, right? And then if I want to have If you want to remove the trend is going up, going down. The trend, entire trend is visible here. That can be removed if you want. Target label, all those things. The target label, which is nothing but the overall revenue, all is available here. Or you can explore this option also. I'm selecting date, which is September month sales here. Okay, more options. You will have a window where you can do all beautification. Now at this point of time, I'm just touching upon the title part. Let's make this title more attractive. Instead of saying this one, let's say target is achievement. You can write it in your dashboard like this. Once you master all these things, your dashboard looks very good, right? So this is how it looks like. You can beautify it. I'm just giving an idea how something can be created, how you can create your own dashboard. Beautification is, I'm leaving it to you. You can do all size, title, all those coloring and all. You can do it on your own, right? So with this, we are coming to the end of this video. I hope you had a good learning. As always, I suggest you to practice whatever you have learned today by doing. Knowing is good, but doing is better. And to facilitate that, as always, again, I'm going to upload the dataset in the comment section. Please download and start practicing it. The more you practice, you can remember it and you can retrieve it whenever you want it. Thank you very much.